Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So today we're taking a look at the Andar Aspen series for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So as you can see, I do have my iPhone 16 Pro Max just here. I have actually reviewed the Aspen series previously, so we'll take a look at what they're like for the iPhone 16 series with the new capture button. All of the cases do have a little protective tab just there. Once that's broken, you'll be able to open them. So we'll take a look at which colours we've received and what we get in the pack as well. So we do get a couple of gift cards just there, and then the two colours that I've received are the dark brown. So I tend to like this sort of colour for anything leather related, and we also have this is supposed to be a blue, but under some lighting it can also look kind of green as well. Now you may have already kind of glimpsed that, yeah, but the way that Andar have dealt with the camera control is with a cutout. Now, having tested a few of other cases, I would probably say this is the better way of dealing with it rather than having the recessed part. And the main reason for that is it becomes quite difficult to actually dig in to actually use the camera control. So first thing we'll do is we'll chuck these on the phone and we'll take a look at what they're actually like. Okay, so first one is the brown one. Okay, so first impressions, I can tell you that on camera this looks a lot brighter, a lot more orange compared to in person. So in person this is darker, it's a bit more of a dark brown rather than what you're probably seeing on camera, just because of how much lighting I've actually got and how the camera is actually dealing with that light. I think this color does complement the new gold or desert titanium color very nicely. As you can see, this does give you easy access to the actual camera control, and in a way with this sort of ridge it kind of gives you the amount that you can actually swipe as well. So the main issue with the case with the recess is you end up digging in. When you're using this button, you end up having to actually go past it slightly in order to control things like zoom and things like that. Now this gives me the room to actually do that, but the problem with the recessed ones is it doesn't actually give you the room, so you end up not actually utilizing the full touch screen or touch sensitive area of that essentially. So unless you're doing it the Apple way where you're actually covering it up and using something that's touch sensitive to replicate it, then this is probably my preferred option in terms of how to deal with the actual button itself. A lot of manufacturers, similar to the action button, did actually do a similar thing last year, and then afterwards they did actually add a button, but obviously that's a lot more sort of R&D required in order to deal with this touch sensitive button. It's not like any other button, so I don't think many manufacturers are going to be going down that line unless they're selling really premium cases that they're going to be charging a lot more for. That's one area where I think Apple have been very clever with the way that they've dealt with this button, and it's probably going to end up getting them a lot of sales. Not from me, because I hate silicone cases. I can't stand the amount of lint on them. That's what I love about the leather cases, where leather over time it just becomes more grippier and it just wears so much better. Now, as always, Andar are using full grain leather, so this will patina over time. I believe it was the 12 or 13 series when I did actually utilize the Andar case for my work case, and that patinaed really nicely. So yeah, that is the dark brown on the desert titanium iPhone. And next up we'll go for the navy. So even though this might look kind of green on screen, and something that I didn't really highlight on the other one was, yeah, we'll just go over that. So both of them do have that same sort of iPhone 16 Pro Max branding just there, a little bit of Andar full grain leather. And they do also do a cactus leather, and one thing I do like is the case is very easy to put on, and this cutout actually makes it a lot easier to take off as well. Once again, that color contrast is very nice. I think the only one that would be better would be the black, but I tend not to go for black leather cases because they just look very generic after a while. I do like to have a little bit of a color splash on there. Buttons wise, brilliant tactile click on that power button. Action button works perfectly fine, and volume up and down rockers are also just as responsive as well. You can see this is full grain leather, just by the fact that it's not pristine, it's not all uniform. That is what leather's actually like, and you can see you do have an actual grain to it. And over time, as I say, I've used Andar cases for quite a while, and I just love the way that they patina, and I just love the way they deal with day-to-day usage, and they do actually provide pretty decent protection as well. When I was using my previous one as a work case, I didn't really have any real issues in terms of drops or anything. It was always kept in my pocket with my hand, whereas the job that I'm doing now is a lot more physical, and it does lead to a lot more accidents in terms of just dropping your phone or scraping it every now and then as well. So that's where the leather cases, I'm hoping, are going to come in really handy for me. So I'll probably be using the dark brown as my daily work case, and then maybe go caseless whenever I'm just in and around the house otherwise. Cutouts wise, once again, as you can see, all perfect as you would expect from Andar. This is the only part that you actually get any type of branding on the outside. You don't get no Apple logo or anything like that because they're not obviously copying that part, but this is just a really nice clean case. And as I say, the leather, it just feels really good, and over time it just becomes grippier and just looks a lot better as well. So that's the Andar Aspen series for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Links as always will be in the description below. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe and turn on notifications for any future videos, and I'd really appreciate if you can also give this video a thumbs up as well. And until the next one, thanks very much for watching.